Hey, this is Jeff Rose, Good Financial Sense, and today I'm going to demonstrate how you calculate the alpha return of your portfolio. Not just kidding. No, today I want to have fun. Today I'm actually going to show you how to make one of my favorite recipes, actually probably the only recipe that I really make. It is my 3-meat steak chili recipe. It is so good that my wife has nominated this to be our Christmas Eve tradition dinner. And I think the real reason is because that way she doesn't have to cook, but that's just what I'm saying. But today I want to show you how to make it, and actually this is going to be a multi-part video because it is a 2-day process. But today I just want to show you the ingredients, how to prep it for tomorrow, and then tomorrow we'll actually do the cooking and the tasting. So let's take a look at the ingredients. Okay, here we are looking at the ingredients for the steak chili recipe. The very first thing that you absolutely have to have is an iPad or a laptop handy so that you can follow the directions. Now I must say that this actually is not my steak chili recipe. My buddy Jeremy from Gen X Finance, actually it's his recipe. I have just tweaked it a bit and kind of made it my own. So the first ingredients we have are the meat. And some of the, I think one of the key ingredients here, we have the Bob Evans zesty hot pork sausage for a little bit of spice in there. We have the ground beef sirloin, and then we have the round steak. Now the other slight change that I have made is the poblano pepper, and I actually have never had a poblano pepper until this recipe. The recipe calls for one. I'm a spice guy myself, so I like to spice it up, so I added extra poblano pepper in there. And my wife, she doesn't like spicy as much as I do, but she really likes this recipe. Just a couple other ingredients. You've got the crushed tomatoes. I always add some extra tomato sauce. It seems like whatever the recipe recommends, I always have to add that more to make it a little bit more saucy. You've got the chili beans. You've got the liquid smoke and the Worcestershire sauce. Now the one thing that I'll mention again here, whenever you're using this liquid smoke, I always like to put some plastic on my hands because when you're mixing the meat, which you'll have to do here, this stuff literally stays on your hands for at least a day or two. So your hands just reek of liquid smoke no matter how much you wash them. And the other key ingredients, we have the cayenne pepper and we have the coriander seed, the ground coriander seed. Do not buy the pellet. I made the mistake the first time. And then we also have the ground cumin. I'm going to mix all this stuff up here. I got to get it all cut up. So check back with me here in a second and I'll show you the next step. All right, I've got all the ingredients cut up. I've got all the steak cut up, the green pepper, the poblano pepper, the garlic, and everything, the onions all mixed up. And now I want to show you how you get your hands dirty and what makes this recipe a lot of fun. All right, so now that we've got the liquid smoke, we've got the Worcestershire sauce, and I'm totally going against what I said earlier, but as I said, you might want to have some plastic, but I'm going without it. So all you gotta do is just dig in and just get it all mixed up. And so once we get all this mixed up, we are then just going to seal it and we're gonna stick it in the fridge, and then tomorrow we're gonna brown the meat and finish the chili. So we'll see you tomorrow with the second step. Okay, let the cooking begin. It is now day 2. And I'm actually starting this a little bit later than I would like. If you're going to be serving this for dinner, usually like to start cooking around noon. So that way it gives enough time to get the cookie to all the spices and all the ingredients to simmer and really get in there. So I'm already starting to brown the hamburger. As you can see here, you're going to need a pretty big skillet. Now don't try to cook it all at once. It's going to take me about probably 5 or 6 batches of browning the meat. And then once you get the meat browned, you're going to need a big pot. We're going to check back after I get the meat browned, and then we'll be adding the sauce and everything else to it and the beans. So we'll see you soon. Okay, we are going to add the tomato sauce. I have browned all the hamburger meat and dumped it into the big pot. Hopefully you can see there. And now I'm going to just start adding the crushed tomatoes. Go ahead and add some of the herbs and spices. This is the coriander seed, some black pepper, a little bit of kosher salt, some red cayenne pepper. Can you see I like a little bit of spice? And looks like I need to add some cumin, but that is not open yet. So we're gonna go ahead and stir this up a little bit, just so you can kind of see how it looks. So it looks kind of thick now, and after this simmers for a good while, you'll start seeing more liquid at the top, but we're definitely going to be adding some more tomato sauce here as we go. Okay, after about 5 or so hours, the chili is finally done. Now I have a little special surprise that I didn't mention this before, but the little extra change that I made to this is that I have made this into a chili mac. So we have a 3-meat steak chili mac, and I'm getting ready to have my first taste of the evening. Beautiful, it's Christmas time, let's celebrate. If you got any more questions, you know where to find me, goodfinancialsense.com for the best steak chili recipe ever. Merry Christmas.